Hi everybody. It's currently Tuesday, October 21st, 2025. It's around 12:45 in the afternoon. I'm just chilling here in this little beautiful spot on campus before I teach in about an hour and 15 minutes. Just wanted to provide a brief update about an opportunity that I've taken advantage of and the implications for my research into live performance anomaly. So the opportunity is that a couple days ago I was invited by the choir director here on campus to provide lute accompaniment to the chamber singers. So I will be playing the basso continuo, like harmonic realization, in support of about 15 to 20 singers set up in an SATB format, singing some beautiful Renaissance lament. It's dark and lush and gorgeous, and I'm very honored and pleased to have the opportunity to perform on lute. And it got me thinking about my research in live performance anomaly and being a multi-instrumentalist performer, because while this lute gig is in a month from now and it was just sprung upon me, I've already been preparing for a concert that's going to come up in 5 days from now, where I'm playing clarinet and piano. So I think it's really interesting to recognize that the clarinet has a different set of potentials, like the ergonomic sites of where anomaly may occur, than the piano, for example. So clarinet, I'm thinking about embouchure, like my lip muscles and shape on the mouthpiece. And I'm also thinking about the physical body of the instrument, making sure it doesn't leak air, because that affects tone quality and whether the instrument operates properly, and so on and so forth. So I'm already utilizing a tremendous amount of performance practice techniques on a mechanical, in a mechanical sense, to make sure that the instrument functions, and that is, in my research, a potential. It's a site of risk from the physical objects used in performance. Separately, the piano has very different performance practice techniques than the clarinet. On the piano, it's all about body posture, the relationship of the hands to the keyboard, and how each key is weighted so that when you press the key on the keyboard, it actuates a hammer, and the hammer strikes a string, and the string produces the sound. The piano is a string instrument. If you have been confused by that in the past, it's not a percussion instrument. Yes, I'm pressing the keys down, but there's actually a hammer striking a string under tension, and that string is emanating the sound waves. So there's a far different sort of tactility to playing the piano in terms of finger muscle and amount of pressure to create the volume and so on. Far different performance practice technique than clarinet. And so I've been working on these two instruments for a while now in preparation for this concert in 5 days on Saturday. And now I'm beginning to prepare lute. So yet again, another new set of physical, motor, mechanical, body versus instrument considerations to have in mind in regards to potential, right? To the ergonomics. Playing lute, I have to be very mindful of my right hand fingernails, because that's how I attack the strings and pluck the strings. And then I also have to be very mindful of my left hand, because the strings on the lute are in double courses, so strings are in octaves. And so you have to be pretty particular about how you fret the strings in order to produce a good, clean tone quality or timbre. And this is a whole nother set of like performance techniques of the body, performance practice techniques, in order to play that instrument. So as a multi-instrumentalist, I'm preparing for multiple concerts. The rehearsals are overlapping, and I'm on different instruments, which require a different set of skills for each instrument. Somebody needs to write about this. All of these potentials are sites of anomaly, where anomaly may occur. Furthermore, the affect is different in terms of expectation, right? So in my heuristic, there's potentials and there's expectations, and that influences the expression nucleus and the formation of the constructed form. In other words, sitting in the large ensemble playing clarinet, a piece of cake. I've been playing clarinet most of my life. I'm not worried about it at all. I'm excited, but I don't have any fear. So, pleasure is up and arousal is neutral. Playing piano and accompanying my mom, however, that's deeply pleasing to me that I get to support my mom. And also, it's really exciting and very exposed in the sense that it's just me on piano and my mom's voice. So, in addition to the potential for the physical risk, there's also the expectation. I want to do well, make sure my mom is happy with the performance and proud. And so there's a great deal of pleasure and a high amount of arousal sort of attached to that aspect of performing. When it comes to accompanying the choir on lute, well, I think the physical risks are pretty high. In addition, there's a great deal of expectation already beginning to form, especially because the department chair of the music department may be in the audience of that concert in a month from now. And her observations of my performing could have implications for my future career and employment. So while I'm really excited, I'm also feeling a little bit of nervousness around that. So it's an aspect of affect, which is in the larger componentry of expectations. So it's just really beautiful to see that my heuristic and my life as a performer, multi-instrumentalist, composer, conductor is so clearly and obviously rendered into the heuristic. It's just right there, and I'm living it, and I can examine it, and I need to write about it. Because I think for the most part, when we think of a musician, we only place them on one instrument. But there are many musicians who can play a variety of instruments, and we need to recognize that there's different physical skill involved, and there's different emotional impact involved. And in both cases, they influence the expression nucleus, which is essentially where we communicate meaning and the impact that anomaly may have on the formation of meaning. And given these various considerations that I've just covered, is profound. And that's what my dissertation will ultimately be about. In large part, we'll be addressing all of those aforementioned aspects. So anyway, that's all I've got, and hope you're doing well, and I'll see you in the next one.